but that is Seattle going on the road to Cincinnati. Right now the line is at 2.5. It's more juice on the -2.5 for Cincinnati, so it's trending toward the possibility of going to -3. And then the over-under is at 46.5. We talked about it just now. Cincinnati is a team we thought would be really good, coming off a win over the Cardinals. Seattle had a rough game in their first one against the Rams, but have bounced back pretty nicely since then. This to me feels like we're going to find some stuff out about both teams kind of game. Yep. Where are you looking in this one, given the line?
I think you're spot on as far as this. There's probably as much to learn this week in this game than any other. I think depending upon what we see, kind of going back to that Bengals thing, if they are truly turning that corner, and props to Phil, by the way, who a week ago said, hey, don't count this Bengals team out, Joe Burrow coming back kind of preseason. I mean, let's give some credit there. Maybe he was spot on with that. Maybe he was right on the money and they're kind of working through whatever. But here's what I would say in this game. I can only find one betting angle in this game. And the reason being is I think we have what you said earlier, an undervalued Bengals team potentially, because I still don't know that the public is buying in just yet to what potentially could be there. But I also think the Seahawks team is very underrated. And, I was high on them coming into the season here. So I don't necessarily see value either way. Normally, if it were almost any other team than Seattle, I would want to buy still, I think, low on the Bengals here and say, hey, less than a field goal at home. They're going to turn the corner, whatever. But that Seahawks defense, they seem to be getting better. Offensively, we know if they're on their game, they can do some things. So I can't bet this game other than I think the number's there if you want to tease Seattle and get over that key number. I don't love that, but I think that that's an option just because I don't see either team running away with this game. It feels like it's going to have one of those games that does end up as a field goal. So I think if you want to play this game, for me, I would feel most comfortable teasing it if you have another leg that you like. I don't really love the side or the total either way, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree with you. It feels like a really hard one to take a position. I will say you can still get over 46, and I think the bet there is that the Bengals offense really is back. Because it struggled so much. But I think if the Bengals offense really is back, I think over 46 is not a bad look here either. I definitely can see this being like a game that's played in the 30s or at least the high 20s. Because Seattle's offense is really strong, but their weakness potentially is on that defensive side of the ball. Now, I know that the secondary has stepped up a little bit recently, so it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. But man, Cincinnati was pretty unstoppable. T. Higgins, it sounds like, will likely be back for the next game. Yeah, I hear you on the tease, and I hear even your hesitancy and like, hey, if I was going to do something, I'd tease this, but I don't necessarily love it. And I feel in sort of the same boat. It's like both of these teams have the offenses to get away from the other team if things go wrong, which makes it harder to tease. But I don't potentially mind that over on the total. I have not bet it yet, but it's something I would consider. Any thoughts on that point total, or you feel like that's pretty spot on as well?
I mean, that's roughly where I have it. I don't have strong feelings either way. And I think part of my uncertainty also goes to what you just said, which is, has that Bengals offense turned the corner? Are we going to see Jamar Chase lighting it up again? Is Burrow going to look good? If we saw that for 2 weeks and this were going into week 3, I think we could probably say, yep, this is legit. But There's still just a part of me that's saying, okay, it was a Cardinals defense. They weren't getting a ton of pressure most of the game. Secondary not good. So, because, hey, let's be honest. When you look at what Jamar Chase did to that Cardinal, it's like, come on, man. Like, I mean, a decent defense they're going to,
nice.
After the first half, they're going to figure that out. I mean, they're going to figure out a way to slow that down a little bit. The Cardinals had no answers for that.